Gilchrist today.
Looking forward to, during the first few minutes, to crossing down boundary side to the big man that used to milk cows for a living, Peter Baird and Esmond Aponzo. But in the meantime, here's Steve White to take us away. Queen's Birthday weekend.
So Dore against Watts up in the tap. Watts knocks it down, gathers it back in and bombs it up here towards centre half forward. Numbers there for Noble Park though. One of them's Corrigan and he's going to get to the ball before anyone else. Runs out towards the outside half forward flank. One of the targets there was Sketchup. But taking the mark there for Noble Park. Has moved on now into towards centre half forward. Noble Park trying to switch the play here over towards Morrison and takes the mark in the forward pocket here for Noble Park inside these opening minutes. Just centres this one back towards Allen, all the way in his goal square and trying to look outside the target here, be Benoit. Not much on offer, gets the handball out, looking for a streaking Morrison. But taken away now here by Noble Park. They bomb it up towards the centre wing area, and that's taken in by Dore. But Balwyn back now here for Balwyn, and a great kick and a great mark taken there by Tregear. But free kick given, and it's going to go the way of Noble Park. Bombed out now here towards the centre wing area. Flying up there was Watts, couldn't bring it down. And Balwyn bomb it back the other way. Back in towards the half forward line now here, and for it is Gilchrist. Gilchrist gets the handball out now onto the 50-metre line. Strong hands over the top there was O'Regan. And ball in dispute as that hands found their head. Tregear trying to shake the tackle there of Sketchup. And Noble Park trying to clear their zone. Giobi, strong tackle there on Daniel Hughes. Ball held to him, and we'll have a ball up.
Let's cross down boundary side to Peter Baird, who has got the best spot in the park today.
Perfect day for football out here, but not a perfect start for Noble Park. Trent Robertson's come off the ground in the first couple of minutes. Heard him mutter to the trainers, the hamstring's gone and he's done for the day.
Well, O'Regan had a pot shot at the goals from the stoppage and he made absolutely no mistake. The first goal on the board to the Balwyn Football Club Bendigo Bank scoreboard 2 minutes into this first term on the Queen's Birthday weekend, and it is Balwyn leading 1-6, Noble Park yet to score.
Yeah, look, that was a really important piece of info there, because Robinson normally would play on Luke Barker. A really good match-up this afternoon, and it looks like both these players are going to play wide at each other. It's Rennie Gilchrist and Shane Allen on a wing. So let's just see who's going to have the biggest influence this afternoon out of those two players.
Yeah, big loss for Noble Park with Trent Robinson out of the game, but Noble Park, I'm sure, will regroup.
Watts knocked it down. Sanfilippo, the quick kick inside forward 50, might bounce favourably for Shivers. He was heavily met there by Corrigan. He might have given away a free kick. The umpire said it was high. Might have been a little tiggy touchwood, but nonetheless, it'll be Glenn Shivers to go back and have a shot on goal for the Balwyn Football Club in a matter of minutes.
Yeah, a little rough, I thought. He was actually falling down as he laid the tackle, but nonetheless, they got the free.
As soon as you go into someone's back in a forward motion, it's an automatic push in the back. Free kick.
Shivers comes in, kicks it high and kicks it gun barrel straight over the goal umpire's head. That's the second goal for the Balwyn Tigers, and on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard 3 minutes in now, they have a handy 12-point lead.
Dream start for Balwyn, just the worst possible start for Noble Park. They've lost Trent Robinson early, they've conceded 2 goals, so they really need to get themselves regrouped and get back into this game real fast.
Big shout out to some of our listeners listening around the globe on efl.org.au. Brian Marchin, the brother of Big Macho out here, the president of the social club. He's listening from Chiang Mai in northern Thailand with a bunch of friends. Good on you, Brian. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast today.
So Martin trying to burst his way through the pack and getting the guillotine choke in the end there was Harper, but we're going to have a ball up just inside the centre square with Balwyn leading 2 straight if you've just tuned in. Ball up, 1 down now here, trying to run onto this one is Benoit. He snaps and goes around the corner. Now the intended target, Alwyn, come take the mark and going to win the free kick there for a high contest. And we may indeed have further as Alwyn goes in short. Kick was a good one, and now it's going to come back. Bit of a dispute as that was over the mark, and Alwyn's going to have a bit more time to stop, prop and assess his options. Bombs down there looking for Keane, was over his head. Gathered in now here by Gilchrist. In relaying the tackle there was Rennie Gilchrist. Good strong tackle, and we're going to have a ball up just inside the 50 and inside the boundary line as well. On this near wing side, just in front of our commentary position, Watts and Dore to duke it out in the ruck yet again. Dore did well to win the tap down. It's booted straight out and straight out to centre wing. Punched Effective spoil there. Gathered in here behind the boundary line by Cross, and he bombs it up now here to the 50-metre line for Balwyn. Foot race now developing between Tobin and Chivers. Tobin gets the order and gets the hand pass away. His sprawling teammate. Tobin gathers it right back in. Nice hands. And Noble Park get a reprieve. Kicked up towards centre wing area. There's only Balwyn jumpers, and that being the jumper of Rennie Gilchrist. Quick hands now off down here to his brother. And, well, his kick was a poor one because he turned it straight over. And that was straight into the waiting hands of Allen. He goes over the 50 and away come Balwyn. And down the far wing. Taken in now there by Monahan on the half-back flank. He goes and centres at this one right now here to Allen. And he pulls up on the edge of the centre wing. Taken out by Martin. Going downfield, intended target Alwyn. Nice spoil from behind. Ball over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in just on the half-forward flank.
Two distinctive game plans out here. Noble Park trying to play the averages and with purpose. Balwyn are probably going a little bit more, let's get on with it real quick and try and open up Noble Park around the ground.
So it'll be Watts to go up against Dora. Came in a fairly short there. I think we'll have to do that one again. Take 2 for the boundary umpire. 2 goals straight to nothing at the moment. Balwyn have the lead. The ball's on the half-forward line for the Noble Park Football Club. Umpire to bring the ball back into play now. Dora and Watts go at her. Rennie got the hand, the little knock on her, but a quick kick forward there for Noble Park. Drop what he should have probably taken there was Simpkin. It spills out wide. Here's Gilchrist of the Rennie variety. He's key. He was smothered. Little kick going goalward though for Noble Park. This might have gone all the way. That is an absolute cracker from the outside the 50-metre arc. And I tell you what, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Noble Park Football Club. The quick answer. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they move to within a kick. Well, they've kicked 1 straight 6. Balwyn have kicked 2 straight goals with Daniel Hughes, but there was Petropoulos who
that was Petropoulos.
Petropoulos, sorry, yep.
He kicked that goal. That was a really good kick, and a lot of footy smarts used there by Will.
He's a good young player, Will Petropoulos, one of the up-and-comers to come out of the 19s, and a terrific start, just the opposite of the...
Standing start as well, like 50-metre bomb. It was absolutely super. We'll cross down boundary side shortly as the ball trickles out towards the boundary line. Gilchrist goes around the hill. On the top of him was Keane. Umpire said play on. Alwyn came in. He was crunched in a strong tackle right in front of us here in the broadcast position. Great tackle by Tommy Simpkin, and we'll have a ball up. Let's cross down. Esmond DePonzo on the boundary side.
Mick Fogarty is obviously organised, highlighted Sean Cross as a dangerous player. Lionel Byrne is doing a hard tack on him.
So ball on the deck, going in solidly. There was Allen for Noble Park, and neither player can really get it out. Neither can Jeff Goebbels for Balwyn, and we'll have a ball up on the centre wing near side of the boundary in front of the interchange bench. Ball up now. Watts wins that one down, but held out of the right contest there was Dorr. Ruck infringement. Dorr will get the free kick. Several leads on offer, one of them Keane. And while being told to hurry things up, he tries to kick in towards the centre of the ground. It was over the head of Nelson, and Balwyn take the mark there through Weatherald. His hands out now here to Cross. Centres the footy straight into the waiting hands of Daniel Hughes. He goes over the top, and away come Balwyn, looking to go downfield for O'Regan. And a great kick and a great mark taken there by John Meeson in the lineup this afternoon. Was originally listed as an emergency.
That was never ever going to happen.
And Wayne Brasher quite rightfully correcting me there. And Meeson's going to line up from about 50, acute angle.
It's one of the biggest red herrings I've seen in many a long time.
So Meeson unloads. Kick is
nice.
A good one. It's through for Balwyn, and they get their 3rd of the afternoon. They are 3 straight 18, leading Noble Park 1 straight 6 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard with 8:52 played in the first quarter.
There's so much composure on that Balwyn side at the moment. They're getting the ball around, they're finding targets inside 50, and as Brace said before, they're just playing with a bit more pace, and really Noble Park need to try and shut them down real quick.
You're right, Deb. Sean Cross is really causing a lot of damage with his run through that midfield, and he's running both ways at the moment. Benoit's going to have to really pick up his game here.
Onfray moving into the middle. Umpire throws the ball off. It was an easy knock at that time for Watts. They're going to link up well here on the right boot. Kennedy inside forward 50, scrambling kick. Couldn't quite hit the target, so the Bulls have a little bit of time. Here's Monahan on the right boot, squeezes the kick out wide. That hit the chest of Thomas, who goes back, weighing up his options this way, that way, eventually called to play on, so kicks it up towards the half-forward line, but nobody was home. Went straight into the arms there of Simpkin. Squeezed a kick to centre half back. That was okay. Linked up well there with Fraser over the top. Found his skipper in Gilchrist, who switched it to the outer side. They might use the middle here. The Tigers in the middle they go now. Here's Vanderhaar. Probably 2 kicks from home still. Umpire's called him to play on now. He's going to pop it up inside forward 50, but it wasn't the greatest of kicks, and getting in the way was Tim Kelly. Such a brilliant player for the Bulls for a very long time. Eventually in the arms of Martin, gets it very close to the boundary line, but Thomas was up to the task, squeezed the mark, had the kick and got to his teammate there in Cosimo. Anastasio goes back now to his teammate there in Corrigan on the left boot, wants to switch the play. So we've seen a few switches in the last few moments of play. Who's going to get the clean break here? The ball's in the arms of Noble Park, up towards the wing position. Making good play there was Luke Bull. Takes the mark, true centre wing position. He's got a lead up further there from Homfrey. That was ignored. Goes short, back to Monaghan. Pye said the distance travelled was fine. Squeezed to kick up further. Good kick. So Noble Park just trying to probably slow things down a little bit here. Kelly takes the mark in the middle of the park. Now they're going to create the switch here because Tobin's by himself across the half-back line. He's going to go into the middle of the ground where Martin was there on the right boot, kicks it up towards the half-forward line. That was a beautiful kick leading out there. Was Benoit. It's about 60 metres out from goal. In towards the Gwilt direction, went up for the target, a little step around the body, which way will this one go? Petropolis! Oh, you wouldn't believe it, it just did the wrong at the last moment, it was going through. You heard the social club cheering that one home. First blemish on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard goes the way of Noble Park, and they are 117 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Balwyn are kicking straight, they are 3 goals, 18.
He's been lively, Petropolis, got the first one, very nearly a second there, but he needs a little bit of support from the likes of Harper and 1 or 2 of the other forwards just to get on the scoreboard.
So Gilchrist goes looking for the return kick to Weatherall, was a dangerous one. Alwyn takes the ball away, and Noble Park with a chance inside their own 50, smothered off the boot brilliantly there by O'Sullivan. The countering kick intended there in the direction of Harper, and he takes the mark 25 metres out for Noble Park, and a chance to make the difference. Just 5 points.
They got away with it there, Noble Park, a few clangers, and managed just to eke out a quick chip pass. Harper played was the main advantage there, playing in front and taking advantage of a short kick.
So Harper, dead set in front, 25 metres out. The kick is up and it is good. It's Noble Park 2-1-13. They trail Balwyn 3 straight 18 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard with 12:44 played in the first quarter.
Might have been a few clangers though, Brash, by Noble Park, but they weren't expecting it to be turned over so quickly. So I think they've done a great job just to be able to hold the football in that forward arc and get the points.
Yeah, I think the side that's going to be able this afternoon to hold the ball in their forward 50 the longest is going to really have a long say in how this game turns out as well.
So the ball up again as Watts wins the tap down, but held straight in, and we'll have take 2 of that centre ball up here. Beautiful day, as we've mentioned, out here at Noble Park, as Watts wins this tap down. And ball comes out now, heads towards centre wing. In pursuit there was O'Regan for Balwyn. But it's Noble Park away with the footy, and they move out down the way. The intended target here, Harper, and he's taken the mark yet again. About 45 metres out from goal. And might fancy his chances from out here. But looking to get his second in as many minutes. Well, he decides to go in short to the great leader there of Gwilt, and he closes the distance by about 20 metres. Gwilt, though, acute angle.
Cannot afford, Brett, to give a player of Gwilt's class any sort of meterage at all.
Absolutely not, but the significant thing too, Tim Harper, as I mentioned before, getting really involved in this game now, and it really is turning it back for Noble Park.
So Gwilt lines up from about 25 out, sharp angle. Looking for his first of the afternoon. And it's just wide, and Noble Park moved to 2-2-14. They trail Balwyn 3 straight 18 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Bit of a let off there, I reckon there. Probably should have nailed that one, Jimmy Gwilt.
Awkward angle though, Brace. Probably not the easiest kick in the world, but you've got to take those opportunities when they do come. You're right.
Speaking of Jimmy's, another chance to give a shout out to James Hunt, who's listening from Meadow Heights this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, James, on EFL.org.au. The kick across the half back line now. Balwyn looping handball up towards the wing position. Sketcher was the first player for the Bulls to trap it. Snap around the body. It was a wobbly one, though. It's not going to suit any players. Will it hit the boundary line? Nicely done there by McCutcheon. Got the handball away to O'Regan. Now they link up in a series of handballs. Here's Simpkin. Short pass was on, but it was a good one too. They'll now be able to stop steady, look towards the middle of the ground if they want to go that way. Instead, they'll go straight down the line. Shane Tregear takes the mark. He'll loop around on the left boot instead. This time he actually just pops it up. Unfamiliar for him. He might go for the old 1-2 here. Here it is. Dumps the ball inside forward 50 right towards the forward pocket. Beautifully done that time by Nelson, and the second effort to get the clearing kick outside the defensive 50. O'Sullivan for the Bulls though. For the Tigers got the knock on. Trapped there though by... Here's Weatherald. He's got the left boot. He's somehow got some space. He's somehow stacked it as well. He's a class act, Jackson Weatherald. Don't you worry about that. He was pushed onto the right side, did the sidestep, and then put it straight over the goal umpire's head. They cannot do anything wrong at the moment. 4 straight goals, a 10-point lead to the Balwyn Football Club. 16 minutes gone as we go to Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap match stats.
Inside 50s 9-5 in favour of Balwyn. Contested possessions 17 apiece, uncontested possessions 40 to 28 in favour of Noble Park.
I tell you what, Mick Fogg to be ropeable with that. Luke, of course, that the intercept mark was taken. Luke Nelson did really well, but then they turned it over in the goal.
So the ball went up there at centre, and now here to Robertson, Kyle Martin, snaps quickly, looking for Alwyn, couldn't win the contest, and the ball just inside the 50-metre line of the defensive area here for Noble Park. Handball by Gilchrist, and all the way right here to Chirgwin, snaps around the body, he's put it straight out of bounds on the full, and almost taken beautifully here by Brett Beston, but a little bit over his head in our commentary position, and a free kick going the way of Noble Park. And, well, Shane Allen looking for the footy. And hopefully we've got a spare one on hand, because that one ended up in the car park.
Yeah, well, he nearly took out the flying saucer.
So Allen, about 60 metres out. And he goes in short now. And, well, couldn't win the mark there. Reagan's in there for Balwyn, and he just holds it in, and we'll have a ball up after Martin applied the tackle. So just 17-14 gone here in this first quarter. Meeson wins the tap down, and that's sprayed right out of bounds there by Ananastu. And a free kick going the other way this time. In terms of Balwyn, McCutcheon will bring it back in here for Balwyn. Goes short by hand to Roach, and he swings this one around now here, looking for Cross in the far forward pocket. Cross now got Goebbels on the lead, and he takes the mark. Goebbels in his own half-back flank, unfamiliar territory usually for him, as Gilchrist takes the mark in short. That's Rennie Gilchrist, one half of the Gilchrist brothers out here this afternoon, as with the Simpkins here for Balwyn. And well, not much on offer so far, so Gilchrist punts this one up back towards the half-back flank, and it's loose there here for Balwyn here through Sanfilippo. Takes a bounce, and an awkward one at that, and a little too awkward, and he's hearing about it there from Morrison, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Must have hit a wet patch on the grass over there, and it didn't bounce back at him.
So this to be thrown in just inside the 50-metre line for Balwyn, as Meeson going to go up against Dorr in the ruck. Already got one this afternoon, Meeson. So Dorr did actually well to win the tap, but he's tapped it straight back over the line, and we'll have take 2.
Like a string of changes coming down boundary side by the looks of things.
Yes, it does. Well, I think we're going to have a full change by the looks of it. With all 4 coming in. Meeson up, and, well, a bit of a suspense in this boundary throw-in. It's Meeson wins the tap down. Trying to win it out there was Tregear, but away come Noble Park on the far side. Meeting solidly was Thomas, and that's forced back out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw-in.
98.1 Radio Eastern all afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. EFL.org.au around the globe. Plenty of great games as you go local for your footy across Divisions 1 and 2 today. Bring you all those up-to-date scores very shortly. Dorr got the knockdown straight into the arms of Simpkin, who's setting the ball inside the forward 50 though for Balwyn. It's about 40 metres out from goal. Cross couldn't trap it. Now it's about 25 out. Who's going to get it? Cross goes in after it again. Over the top of the football there. Nicely done by Tobin for the Bulls. Got it away to Anderson. Handball over the top. Here's Kyle Martin. They're going to link up. Now maybe Noble Park can send the ball forward up towards a Harper direction. He's having some sort of a first term out in front and taking plenty of mark. Kicks it towards Jimmy Gweld, who takes it across the paint. He'll kick from just outside 50. He's got a fair old roost on him. He's looking like he might want to wind around. He's looking up. Oh, that is just beautiful play. It was a 2-1 situation. Monahan just takes it and takes the 6 points, if you do not mind. Fantastic play there by the Noble Park Football Club. Coast-to-coast football that was. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, they inched towards 4 points of the Balwyn team, who are 24 and Noble Park are 20.
Noble Park pushed too many players forward, Brett, of the centre, and got hurt on the turnaround there as BWS slated. No one in the forward line. 4 Noble Park guys just running onto the contest.
It was good play by Gweld. He had a chance. We know he can kick the distance, but he just weighed up the options, saw the players running in deep, and 3-on-1. You've got to go with those odds, and it worked out for him in the end.
Yeah, played the percentage.
So Meeson moved into the ruck, wins this one, down socket off the ground, and in hot pursuit here is Petropolis for Noble Park. Can't gather the footy in. His teammate Gweld can, and he hands this one off, trying to burst through the tackle. There was Dorr, and back come Balwyn the other way, although contested contest here in centre as the bodies fly in, but Noble Park get the footy up now in towards the forward line, and Mark almost taken there by Martin, not played, and play on, says the umpire. Cross gets the hands out as Balwyn come away through the forward pocket, smothered off the bit beautifully there by Hudson.
9 out of 10 times Martin would have taken that, Brash.
Yeah, he would have, and maybe it just sort of dawned on him, Mick, because he looked a little bit surprised there, BWS.
It certainly floated in. It wasn't anything easy, but he'll be disappointed he didn't take it.
So boundary throw in just inside the Noble Park 50 as Meeson wins the tap down. It goes straight into the hands of Noble Park, though. Petropolis, good hands to Keane, who fires on goal, looking for Gweld, 2-on-1, outmarked, goal on the deck, socket off the ground. Went Nelson, unable to get it in, and Balwyn managed to get it out without conceding as Gilchrist goes away with the far side, looking there for Daniel Hughes, and he takes the mark just inside the boundary line here for Balwyn. Hughes now goes in short, looking in the direction there of Fraser, went over his head. Onto the ball now is O'Sullivan, couldn't gather in, and ball now here for Noble Park can. As they try to bust through, ball on the deck, nice tackle applied. Ananost, whose hands was quick one. And now out come Noble Park, looking in the direction of Gweld. Got 2 Balwyn players to deal with it. One of them there was Simpkin, and his hands up to Pendlebury, and off over the far side there to Taylor Gilchrist.
So Gilchrist in the back pocket, just stem the flow. Switch it back to Pendlebury at the top of the goal square. So just wanting to get themselves out of this danger zone. Here's Rennie Gilchrist looping a handball out wide. That's okay. Gets it to his brother there in Taylor. They've done that sometimes over the years, haven't they? Up towards the O'Regan direction. What a fantastic mark that was overhead. Kicked the first goal in this term up towards the half-forward line. Looking for Rennie Watts, who's drifted down to the forward line. Nicely done there by Goebels. Got the handball away. Balwyn still around the top of that 50 mark. The kick goes towards the top of the square, but it goes wide. Very, very wide, and out of bounds on the full. Let's cross down boundary side.
The ruck combination for Balwyn, Watts and Meeson got a clear height advantage over their counterparts.
Great to have Esmond Aponzo back in the team. Nicely done there by Tobin. Little look away handball. Alwyn's in there for support. So too is Harper. They're a long way from goal, but they need to be there for support. The kick goes up to Benoit up on the wing position. Handball over the top. He was looking for Sketcher. He was quickly met there by Churgwin. Taylor Gilchrist for support. Nicely done there by Rennie Watts. He was looking for his teammate to running on, but over the boundary line she goes for a boundary throw in. We've crossed 23.5 minutes now in this first quarter, and it's Balwyn kicking straight for goals. They are 24 Noble Park, a 3-2-20, an absolute ripper on the Queen's birthday weekend. Dorr and Watts went to ground at the crucial stage. Allen got the little handball away. It went straight into the arms there of Taylor Gilchrist. What a great tackle that was on him, and the umpire said it is holding the football. Well done there by Benoit. He ripped him to the ground. That's no easy feat, and he'll send the ball forward now. Inside 450 goes Martin, had the front spot. It was knocked away from him. That was difficult going in. McCutcheon, he had the spoil, he had the support there in Churgwin on the left as well, but he's completely coughed it up. And now Noble Park, another chance to go forward again, up towards the half-forward line, not hitting the targets. They're making it hard for Kyle Martin over the boundary line. It trickles, and we'll have a boundary throw in 75 metres out from the Noble Park goal line.
I think both sides can be accused in this last 5 minutes of not delivering the ball well into each other's forward line. It's gone all over the joint.
So 4 points the margin if you just tuned in on EFL.TV and on 98.1. Tap one down here by Balwyn. It's a little too much on that, and we'll have another boundary throw in.
One guy that's been really lively for Noble Park in this latter part of this quarters too has been Benoit. He's getting right into the game, looking very good.
Yeah, nice young player, Benoit.
As the ball thrown in now, tap one down here by Watts. Trying to get his hands on that was Dorr, snapped up and picked up now here by Ananost, who fires in the direction there of Balwyn, but all Balwyn players, and one of them being McCutcheon, and he centres quickly, and a dangerous kick, but it fell into the hands of Gilchrist, and he takes it about 15 metres out from his own goal, and really not much on offer. As well, has to retreat into his own goal square and swing it round out wide. The lone player there is O'Regan, and was lucky not to be dispossessed. That's over the line. Appeals for deliberate, but
out of bounds on the full.
And it is correct there, BWS.
He didn't think his way well through that.
But well, they just handed that right back to Balwyn on a platter and right into the chest of Mr. O'Regan, and we'll have a boundary throw in. No, he is.
Tell you what, you boys, I've been impressed with you boys with Lionel Benoit. That's what his French mates call him, but in Australia they call him Benoit.
Benoit.
That's what I've been told by the Noble Park faithful. So either way, every way's correct.
He's crossed now, free kick and an advantage played. Goebbels in a foot race here with Morrison. Morrison gets to it first and tries to offload this one now here to Giobi. Giobi's handball was a quick one. But a little bit of a heavy one, and that's over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Really important.
Sorry, Brash, he's been a bit quiet, Giobi. The other guy that needs to get into the game too, we haven't seen too much of him, is Sketcher.
I was actually going to mention him. I actually thought he's actually been in the contest a bit there, Brett.
So boundary throw in, Dorr. Watts won that one uncontested, and well, it goes almost, yes it does go straight again over the boundary line, and we'll have yet another one.
Intensity's good, Brash.
Yeah, it is, and you wouldn't expect anything less from two quality sides, BWS.
Grant Campbell, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
Inside 50s, 12-11 in favour of Ball, and clearances 12-8 in favour of Noble Park. It's starting to get on top in that aspect recently.
So one down there by Dorr, one out by Benoit. Pardon my French, as this one moved out on the centre wing area, and away come Noble Park in the direction of Balwyn.
Nice.
Takes the mark and offloads quickly, and shaking the tackle there was Harper. He bombs it in towards the direction of Martin, and while winning that contest there was Pendlebury. Manages to get the hands out, but it's gathered back in by Noble Park, but a little too much of a hot footy there for Keane, and back over the boundary line.
Really, really good effort there by Chris Pendlebury to lay the spoil. We know the class act that Kyle Martin is one-on-one, but we also know how good a defender Pendlebury is. Umpire throws it in now. Ball goes out. Harper will chase after it, but straight over the boundary line it goes in front of Keane and Kennedy.
And even in their bad times this year so far, Pendlebury has stood up all year.
Umpire throws it in now. Over the top of it. Metropolis is in there, kicked a very nice goal. Standing start from 50 early in this term. His side currently trail by 4 points. It's been a fantastic first term. Sets up for a fantastic game today. Came out, little kick off the ground. That was smothered, clearing kick by Cross out towards the wing position. It was locked away that time there by Mason in the middle of the ground. Nice done there by Hombre, who the umpire might say was in the back. No. He said, give it to me, boys. We'll bounce this one up. 28 and a half minutes gone in this first term. Nicely done there by Watts, but not just straight down the throat of Harper. The kick goes inside forward, 50 advantage was paid. Here's the zig. The zig on the left. He was under a fair bit of pressure, and he pushed it to the left-hand side. Pendlebury takes the mark just inside the paint. He's going to move it on quickly. Tommy Roach takes the mark in the back pocket as the siren sounds to announce